Seems fine. We get to go shock Thoughtseize on 1, tap land Thoughtseize on 2, so we have like a reasonable curve here. That's exactly what I like to see when I plan to go shock Thoughtseize on 1. Turn 1, Taylor Swifty. Alright. Cast Magain 1. This chat is both a large amount of fun and a competitive advantage of real 2-for-1. Alright. Hey, look, it was a gain 2 even. It's exciting. At least I didn't have to fetch for it. That's true. Well, if we had a fetch, we wouldn't have taken 2, right? I'd have gotten a basic swamp. Suspended Rift Bolt. They drew an Eidolon. Well, that's definitely the take. We're not quite super dead. If we had like a Collective Brutality next turn, we could still be in this game. We got 2 of those in the main deck. We just need something to bridge us to the Gideon into Sorin curve. It is a new week, Nivik. It is a new week. Brutality. Brutality. Oh, man. Yeah, feels like we're dead. Well, I'm back and Jeff is still playing. Good for me. It's going on Saw 3. Yeah, we doing a couple extra leagues today, so we're gonna run a little bit late tonight. We have a good sized audience for the holiday. And we're dead. Yeah, 1 turn with lifelink plus Gideon and we'd be home free, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to be on the play that game. If we'd have been able to Thoughtseize their 1-drop, we'd have been in a very good spot. That being said, this board has a lot of good tools for burn. So we've got Blessed Alliance, Celestial Purge, and 2 more copies of Brutality here. Justin, Jeff, I know I'm a dick sometimes, but I just want to let you know I really appreciate the despair you let us put you through. Thanks for the support. Hey, Joseph, with the brand new Twitch Prime sub. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great content on Twitch right now, so thanks for choosing to support my stuff this month with your Twitch Prime. Thank you and welcome. Have a good evening, Ryland. I think I actually want this Terminus over this Wrath of God. Like, the mana efficiency on this is pretty important. Although Wrath's probably better than Damnation, so I don't have any double black cards. Yeah, seems okay. Immediately punished by having the Terminus in the opener. This hand's just not keepable, right? Just like kind of slow and clunky. Close 7. Everybody can check close 7 into unkeepable 6 off your bingo cards. This hand's pretty good. There's a land on top for Goblin Guide, too. Peace, Lakers. Have a good evening. Come on, GG me. GG me. I like free cards. I like free cards. I apologize, opponent. This is going to be a little bit fatal. That's a fantastic draw. Just lets us curve out really cleanly here. Sweet. Just take a Boros Charm too. $1K for a barbershop league where Christy cuts the kid's hair. To be fair, the kids do desperately need haircuts. Probably should happen at some point. If they Boros Charm my Gideon, I think I'm okay with that. Their hair's literally never been cut. Literally never been cut. All right. If we're gonna do 2 more leagues, I need to figure out what I'm doing for dinner. I have to eat while we stream. Normally I eat dinner after stream, but if we're going late. Yeah, I think if Gideon gets Boros Charm there, that's overall a win for us. Like, he gained us 2 and then he gained us 4. So, like, 3 mana gain 6 is, like, playable against Burn. Portillo's. I don't know if Christy wants to go back out again. I think she wanted to get something that delivered. If they attack here, I'm going to run the double block. Because if they want to bolt one of my tokens, I'm okay with that. We need to hire a delivery boy. Dad Ched here is going to close the game out very quickly. All right, so they have Bolt, Stomping Ground. So we're just going to put Dad Ched into play here. And then next turn, if we draw a land, we can go Collective Brutality, Drain You, Discard, plus swinging with Shambling Vent. Committed to the late stream for our entertainment. You the real MVP. Thanks for the bits, Tarmagusi. Look, I just view the more I stream, the smaller I can make the donation queue. My overall goal for the donation queue is to keep all the decks under 50 points in it. So when we get too many decks at or around 50 points, I like to stream extra anyways. Yeah, so I assume they're going to empty their hands here, but that's fine. So, like, I just wanted to encourage them to discard the Lightning Bolt, so that way my Shambling Vent could attack unmolested. So, like, now I get to gain 2, and there's no way they're killing me from 14. We have them dead in 2 here. Any chance you revisit Owling Mine? Owling Mine is a fine deck for the donation queue. I stream every Wednesday evening, Sunko. So every Wednesday night is a guaranteed Magic stream. I think I'm going to try and sneak in some other game streams like Hearthstone and Hex. I'm going to try and start fitting in some late night evenings, like after Christy usually goes to bed like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I'm usually up till midnight anyways, so streaming just gets more decks. So that's true too, Jat. You're not wrong. To 5 color Shadow, can't handle the weight. 10 out of 10 will do. Thanks for the bits. This hand's great. We get to turn 1 Inquisition to check for a Skullcrack, and then turn 2 Resolve of Brutality. So what do you have to type to get to the donation queue on mobile? This guy will get you here. That bit.ly. Jeff, you shouldn't have told us how you think about keeping the queue down. Look, if people wanted to send more money to keep things up above 50, Justin, that means I'm making more money and then can justifiably work more. You know? Alright, so this is a pretty easy Skullcrack, because if they hit the land here, I want to make sure my Collective Brutality gains me health. So, like, obviously it's not the most damage that we're taking, but I think it's worth picking off here. So, Saheeli Oath in Vintage looks sweet to me right now. Find your favorite list. Like the Saheeli Planeswalker, like the one blue-red Planeswalker, is that a thing? That sounds awesome if it is. So we're gonna go full modes here. I'm gonna bin this field and this Gideon. Saheeli Sun Titan is the win combo. That sounds fucking awesome. That sounds really great. 10 out of 10, Nivik. I'll dig around for a list. Oath into Sun Titan into Saheeli. That sounds quite great. So they have Helix, Bolt, Borostorm here. We drew a card that we want to discard anyways, which is great. So drain you, discard the Slingering Souls. Brutality is very good this matchup. Brutality is a card that buys you a lot of tempo. So Burn is a type of deck that generally kills you with cards in your hand, and Brutality allowing us to convert extra cards into more resources early is very good. The Enduring Ideal deck was surprisingly resilient, Norman. It felt really slick. So they have Lightning Bolt left as their only card. Alright, well, hopefully they drew a 2-mana spell here so they can't empty their hand. And if they did draw a 1-mana spell, like, it's like whatever. They could also just, like, have a land. Get to put Lad Chad into play here and beat them down very quickly. Enduring Ideal went 4-1. It'll be up on YouTube later, just like everything. How much does it cost to put a deck in the queue with no points? $10. It's $10 to get on the list. And then everything donated / cheered past $10 moves the deck up a point. Yeah, we went today, Norman. It was like the 3rd deck we played today, I think. Am I supposed to... No, I'm just supposed to attack with all these, right? Just want to have lethal as quickly as possible here. If they have creatures, I don't really care if they attack me, I don't think. Putting them to 3 means these spirits are lethal if they crack the fetch land. Every dollar. So every dollar is 1 point, or every 100 bits cheered is 1 point. All right, sweet. We're 1-0 to start the day with Chad Tribal. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everybody. Hope everyone's having a great Memorial Day or Monday if you're in other parts of the world. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30+ hours a week here on this channel. We play a ton of Modern, we play some Legacy, we play some Vintage like we've been talking about. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. Subscriptions start at $4.99 a month, and there's bonuses for the higher tier subs, as well as if you're one of the many people out there who has Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account gets you Twitch Prime included for free, and Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription to a channel of your choice here on Twitch every single month. You can also support some of my stuff by checking out some of my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. Love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you, and if you use code Hoagland PayPal, I'll check out with them. You'll save 8% of your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on your custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, myself and our wonderful moderator staff here would like to welcome you to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about your complimentary timeout. I do not have a sales pitch on a monitor next to me. If you'll notice, if you listen enough, I fumble and bumble occasionally and kind of bob and weave, figuring out exactly what I want to promote and how I want to promote it. That seems pretty good. If our opponent's an exceptionally aggressive deck, we might have a little bit of trouble with the Dismember and the Night's Whisper draining us health, but pretty well-rounded overall. Dabif1661, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Something else, if you're new to the channel and you may or may not know this, most of the decks we play on stream are donation deck lists. So like this, for instance, is a viewer submitted deck list. If you're interested in finding out how I can play your deck on stream, be sure to check out bit.ly/HoogleSellout. All the details on how the donation deck queue and system works there. Tron. Tron. This is actually one of our better hands against Tron. We get to play Lad Chad on 3 here, and then we can curve out into more powerful Chad. So maybe if our Tron opponent is exceptionally unlucky, we could win this first game. Post board, we get Damping Sphere and Stony Silence, which are both good tools for this matchup, but game 1 is pretty hopeless. I guess I did draw Field of Ruin. Maybe Field of Ruin will help us eke this out. Maybe. I guess I get to Field plus Inquisition this turn, which is nice, and then I can Chad the following turn. We really want Rad Chad, just like that 4-mana Chad that can like pressure our opponent a good deal is very good. Field of Ruin was a very good draw though, for sure. What you got over there? Scrying, Oblivion Stone, All is Dust. Turn 3 Tron Stoneforge is too good. No, my individual record is actually a little bit higher than that. It's around 1,900 viewers during the Owl stream. But this is higher than my average concurrence, for sure. It's a pretty easy Sylvan Scrying here. I don't know, it's tough. Like, it's just hard to race them through Oblivion Stone. Was just watching the Hex stream where the little person peed on the couch and almost died laughing. Well, I'm glad you found it funny. I mean, Jeskai Ascendancy is kind of obnoxious, right? I like that deck a lot. Are we dead? If we don't draw Field of Ruin, I'm going to concede because they're going to Karn us. God, that was the best draw, too! If they hadn't assembled Tron, we'd have been okay. Alright. So let's get these Sweepers out of my deck. Get these Collective Brutalities out of my deck. Let's get these Stony Silences and these Damping Spheres in my deck. Fatal Push is pretty terrible. Do I want Sun's Champion? The rest of these cards are pretty bad. What is the democracy at the top of the queue currently? Well, after I play Lightning Tribal and this deck, the top deck after that is at 49, I believe. And there's a Legacy deck at 50, so we'll probably do Legacy tomorrow or Wednesday. Maybe we'll make Wednesday regularly like the old format day. Just like always plan to do Legacy on Wednesdays. Oh yeah, Dismember is pretty bad. That's fair. Yeah, the Soulflare deck was actually pretty sweet. It was like a neat take on Hallowed One. It was like spicing up the established deck. Which member? This one right over here. I'd love to play first. Double Field Night's Whisper Gideon. Yep. Gideon is one of our better cards in this matchup. This Gideon explicitly. He applies a lot of pressure very quickly. Yep. Yeah, well, it will be, Nivik. I'm going to wait to play that on Wednesday, though, if you're okay with that. Because the evening streams are better for the vintage queue, I think. Usually more people around on Magic Online then. Ooh, that's a good one. To be fair, like, spending just 1 day a week playing Legacy as opposed to, like, all the Modern that we play, like, that's still a significantly larger portion of Modern than Legacy. Yeah, I think that's true too, Wannabe Beetle. I think a lot of people that play Vintage are working during the day. But is there a reason Field of Ruin over Ghost Quarters? This is actually a really good example of why Field of Ruin is better than Ghost Quarter. If I had played Ghost Quarter here, I'd be down a land, which means I couldn't play a 4-drop next turn, or I couldn't like field plus play a 2-drop. Like this deck, in decks that are very mana hungry like this one, you are better off having Field of Ruin because you're not putting yourself down a land when you play it. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I almost swapped out the Brutality when you brought it up for the other one too. This was, sequencing is kind of loose on my part. My opponent's going to get to cycle the Chromatic Star now. I think I'm still supposed to just jam this. Oh, they don't have another basic. Wow, that's good for us. That was actual factual Stone Rain. God bless. So while Stony Silence isn't as good as Damping Sphere at turning off their Tron mana, it does really slow them down and make their cyclers much worse, so... Can I donate extra so no one can add democracy for my donations? I don't know what you mean, Justin. Like, you want to be the only one that's allowed to put extra bits towards whatever you vote for? Wouldn't you want other people to be able to upvote your things too? They're just gonna have natural Tron and kill me. I hate everything about everything. This is, I just like, someone should clip, I might highlight just this game so I can fucking submit it to idiots who like tell me that Field of Ruin is really good against Tron. Like this is just like an A+ example of like Field of Ruin being mediocre against Tron because of how redundant Tron is as a deck. Tron is very, very good, and they will reassemble constantly. Blood Sun. Okay, that's interesting. Well, the good news here is I get to kill Karn, and then they don't have another payoff. And Stony Silence means that they're probably going to have a hard time finding another payoff. Like, obviously, like, I've read the book, and, like, there's going to be a Wormcoiler and Ugin on top of their deck because that's how Magic works. But in the abstract here, our opponent's in a pretty bad spot. They had red mana. They had a Grove in their hand. We knew they had a Grove. Yeah, Night's Whisper can hopefully help us find another Field of Ruin or a Damping Sphere here potentially. Both of those would be nice. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and plus this now. You get an emblem with the start of your turn. That player sacrifices a creature. That's not even very good. Is that in your category for sweet/fancy? I don't know what a cosmopolitan is. Nah, I think it's fine for them to just wait on the K return here. Like, using their health total as a resource seems fine. Yeah, I don't know what drink it consists of, what that drink consists of. I know it's a drink. Vodka and cranberry juice, maybe? I like some forms of vodka. One of my buddies had, I don't even remember what it was now, but it was just flavored vodka, and it was very good. Welcome to Tron, bitches. I don't understand how we could lose this game. We had so many Field of Ruins. We had so many Field of Ruins. Aggro being good in the format and suppressing Tron as a deck is one of the better things that's happened to Modern in a while. I guess I could draw Damping Sphere or Field of Ruin, but they just revealed an Ugin off of that. So Tron playing all his dust makes sense to diversify their sweepers against humans. Diversifies their sweepers against humans. You gotta find a deck like Jeskai Ascendancy that you like, Just Seth. You gotta, like, some kind of niche combo aggro deck that you really enjoy playing that just, like, dumpsters Tron deeply. Why would you do that, Justin? So you two could personally have bidding wars? Right on fucking time, Terminus. I need to figure out what the next Magic tournament I want to make time to go to is, but I'm pretty sure if it's a Modern tournament, I'm gonna test Jeskai Ascendancy for it. Like, the green black deck is fine, but the Jeskai Ascendancy deck is just so much fun. It could be a pseudo mirror of some sort. So that just happened. That's a thing that occurred. No, regionals is not worth the time or the money. It's like regionals in Chicago is gonna be like a 10-round tournament, and it's gonna pay out $5K for a 10-round tournament. That sounds miserable. I would much rather go to an open weekend. Every deck in Modern has a number of matchups that are terrible. The format has a good deal of matchup variance associated with it. It's just how it works. Man, their last card better not be another Mana Tither. Jeskai Control is not favored versus Tron. Nationals is standard, right? Is Nationals Modern? If they don't have Mana Tither here, we're going to be in a very good spot. I hate everything about everything right now. Oh, man, we're not in a bad spot. I've just gotten tithered a couple too many times, okay? We're in a tither, you could say. Maybe I should have led on the Sorin to bait the other tither. Blue-red control with Blood Moon generally isn't very good against Tron, in my experience. You don't like, it's like last game, right? Like the last game we played against Tron in this, I had double Field of Ruin to disrupt my Tron opponent. I didn't have a clock to combine with that Field of Ruin, which meant that my disruption didn't matter because my opponent just reassembled and played through the disruption. Dad, Chad. I can actually kill this, right? Yeah, Dad Chad's pretty medium. They might actually just down tick to kill my vampire. It's funny that you think 4-mana planeswalkers qualify as a clock in a format as brutal and efficient as Modern. That's a really slow clock in Modern in relation to the things that actually present clocks. It's like, I get to kill both their idiots here, right? God, this Sorin is so good. Smash you down here. Up to 29. Let's go. Hey. Oh. Let's go. Hey. Oh. Let's go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, so a pseudo mirror. This is definitely good. The sweepers might actually be okay. They're probably a Lingering Souls deck as well. The Fatal Push and Paths seem kind of medium. Probably leaving some paths for tagging their Chads. I guess leaving in paths for Chad is fine. Celestial Purge tags their Liliana. Brutalities or sweepers? What do I want here? Brutalities, sweepers, or Blessed Alliance? Like some combination of these will be my last 3 cards. What do we think, chat? Leaving a couple of Wraths? Yeah, a couple of Wraths seem fine. Just like leaving the Wrath plus the... I'll board in a 3rd Brutality. I'm gonna leave in the 2 Wraths and I'm gonna board in a 3rd Brutality. I guess Settle is interesting because it's a one-sided sweeper that can also kill an opposing Chad. So yeah, the fact that this can kill a Chad's probably makes it a little bit better. The problem with Brutality is it's just going to miss pretty often in this matchup. I'm going to keep this hand because it's got double Lingering Souls. It's pretty good in the grindy mirror. Yeah, not only is Bitter Blossom slow in this format, but the fact that you can't control when it stops killing you is a big deal. Watch the YouTube link from MTG Bot there to learn why, Chad. Collective Brutality can't take Planeswalkers. If Collective Brutality could take Planeswalkers, it would be very good in this matchup. I concur with that assessment, but it cannot take Planeswalkers. See, like right here. Can I take this Liliana the Last Hope? Please? 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 I think I just take Damnation here. If they want to settle me, I'm pretty okay with that, I think. Like, do I even cast Lingering Souls here? I feel like I have to, right? Oh my god, I just auto-passed my thing. That trade is good for me because it means that they can't rip a land and kill my Chad with Shambling Vent, which is nice. Am I still accepting Blue-Red Prison? No, I don't think so, Justin. That deck's just kind of miserable to play with. Which I know is like your specialty, but it is. Land. Ding. Ding. Need to remember I left them with Settle the Wreckage. I'm not just going to smack in with my Chad because I'll just block with Fulminator Mage. I guess the fact that I left them with Settle here means that they're going to get to ult their Liliana, huh? So maybe that was wrong. Where are they flashing back? Lingering Souls? You casting a spell? God bless you. God bless you for casting a spell, opponent. Please cast a spell. No, Ponza's on the no-fly list, Justin. Oh, I could have Wrathed and plussed Gideon. That's interesting. I didn't think about that line. Yeah, that was definitely the correct line. Huh. Now we're just kind of fucked, right? They have settled the wreckage, Velik. They have settled the wreckage. So because I want a bunch of lands. Yeah, Bird's a fine deck. Yeah, I definitely think I messed up. The churn, the person in chat that suggested that I should have Wrath plus Gideon the previous turn to slam into the Liliana was definitely correct. Field and Wrath wasn't an out, chat. Settle the Wreckage, exiles. Gideon would have been exiled. I mean, Burn's a very good deck in Modern. I'm just gonna pack it in. We're not gonna beat this Liliana emblem. There's not. Magic is not a game that's about being interactive. You can't interact with things like emblems because that's not fun. Memory check. Not quite 2 gigs. Technically card. No, it doesn't. Restarting the game. That's like saying you can interact with it by killing your opponent. It's like, yeah, it's technically true, but it's a stretch of the definition. Yeah, I agree. I think Night's Whisperer is great. I think it's very, very good. This hand needs a white source, but it's very good if it does find one. Yes, Magic Online doesn't leak memory, it hemorrhages memory. It starts off about 800 to 900 megs of RAM used, and after about 3 hours, usually it's past 2 gigs. Well, their mana base leaves a little bit to be desired there. Sure. Well, at least this deck punching contest can continue. I think I just take Liliana the Veil here, right? That's the one they can more easily cast. This way, if they want to Chad next turn, they have to go score to themselves or have a filter land. I have no idea what those cards do. Hogland is my hero. Wow. Okay, they're just playing Wall of Omens. Were Planeswalkers a mistake? I don't know. I do know one of the best things about playing Control decks and Hex, though, is not having to deal with Planeswalkers. He says as he's playing a deck of tribal Planeswalkers. I mean, to be fair, most of the decks we play on this stream and people play in Modern in general are pretty terrible. We just play them because they're fun. Dr. Garfield thinks Planeswalkers are a bad use of complexity points. Yeah, I'd believe that. You draw some souls. Yeah, it's a pretty good draw. I just try and slam into them here. Don't really have a lot else going on. These souls are going to beat down my Gideon pretty quickly otherwise. Fielding Godless Shrine doesn't really accomplish anything. It, like, cuts them off of double black, but, like, they don't really have double black cards in their hand. I did not. Wait, I sent you back a yep.
Oh.
Like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm trading for the full pack. They're not down here very often.
Alright, so I think I'm just going to slam into them with this Gideon again here. This also sets me up to Emblem next turn, which is nice. Because I'm going to get to double Linger here. Are what's it called? The enchantments that we have in the new set. Those are basically like his fixed version of Planeswalkers, right? The yeah, we are essentially playing the Chad Mirror. I think I'm just trading off here. Sagas, yeah. Sagas, that's what they're called. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my honey pie, sugar baby. Justin, on June 18th, your life will change forever. Until then, you won't be receiving donations. Are you coordinating something, Justin? Is that what that means? To be fair though, the way Richard Garfield designed his game and the way people played his game are different. Richard Garfield didn't consider constructed a format people would play. Richard Garfield didn't envision a secondary market existing. Richard Garfield knew that cards he was creating, like Moxen, were more powerful than the other cards that people were playing, but he just assumed people would only have 1 or 2 random Mox. Not that you would have 4 ofs in your decks and make them consistent. That's what he envisioned. He envisioned this to be like more casual than it was. Yeah, that's definitely true. Dredge, and Infect. Fuck those mechanics. That seems pretty good. Discard spell, sweeper, path exile. Man, please be playing humans. Alright, that seems still pretty good against Affinity. Probably just the Steel Overseer here, right? Well, I don't even know if it's fair to call him optimistic. I just think, like, what he created was, like, he basically invented a new genre of thing, right? And he didn't really realize that he was inventing a new genre of game. Yeah, he wasn't expecting it to be this trading card thing. I said someone who works with Valve, not someone who works at Valve directly. No, I don't think so. I don't think I really care about the Mox. If they just want to vomit their stuff out, I just get to kill them with Damnation. Steel Overseer is the type of card that means I can't really dictate my Damnation out because their board's going to get too big too fast. So we're going to get Gal blasted in response here, but I think forcing them to blast me in the dome is reasonable. On June 18th, your life will change forever until... I don't know if I should be concerned or excited by this. I don't know if I should be concerned or excited. Maybe a healthy mix of the two. Maybe a healthy mix of the two. I will say, and I'm reserving full judgment until I get it in my hands and I get to play with it myself. That being said, I hope that Artifact is going to be easier to follow than the current on-screen demos of Artifact imply, because the existing gameplay footage that we've seen of Artifact, it's kind of trippy the way it all slides around and there's multiple game boards with a ton going on. So I'm optimistic, but I'm also a realist and hoping that, you know, they don't like do too much. Basically, one of the reasons why Hearthstone is so successful is because it's really able to have a thorough level of complexity while also being easy to understand at a high level. Where are their gameplay videos? If you look on YouTube or if you look on the Artifact subreddit, there's been some videos posted. So the awkward thing about this Field of Ruin here is that my opponent can sacrifice their artifact land to counter my Field of Ruin ability, which really kind of sucks. Wow, that worked. God bless. God bless. That's kind of rude, Pikes. I think that's a little aggressive. Let's be kind. Do I path this? I feel like I'm not supposed to path this and I don't have an answer to this Blinkmoth Nexus. Brutality doesn't do anything either. Am I dead now? I'm just gonna Damnation. I might be dead here. I actually didn't count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually taking 6 off of this next turn, so I'm dead to any artifact off the top of their deck. And that counts, right? Yeah. So I'll animate this of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then plus its base point of power is lethal. All right, so Settle is good. I think Alliance is probably fine here. Stony Silence is definitely good. Collective Brutality is a little bit clunky in this matchup. Our discard spells are a little bit clunky. Do I want to trim Inquisition or not here? I'm not trim one Gideon Jura and one Inquisition, leave a couple of discard spells, and I think that's fine, especially the ones that don't deal damage to us. Night's Whisper might seem like a card that we want to cut, but I think having a little bit of velocity is important for this deck, having a little bit of way to generate some card advantage. Hey, Gumpy OZ, thank you very much for the 2-month Twitch Primary subscription. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Welcome to everybody who's hanging out here today. Hope everyone's having a great Monday wherever you're at in the world. Hanging out, playing some Modern. We're gonna, in match 3 of this league, is match 2, this is match 4. Look at, they all just kind of blur and mesh together. We're gonna play one more league after this with a Ball Lightning Collected Company deck, and then we're gonna wrap it up for the day. Iron Guthix with the $10 donation. I assume it's $10 for Hex decks too. I'll DM you a list. Mono, Wild, Ramp, It's a Hoot. Sounds good, Iron. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I actually added a tab for Hex decks and I haven't quite organized it all yet, but I plan to do those as well. Is this good enough? Yeah, this is fine, right? Like this is a pseudo fetch land. I expect Artifact will have a high barrier of entry just like Dota or Counter-Strike. Has never been afraid of doing that, even if they get stiff competitions for other game. Yeah, in fact, Artifact has explicitly said it will not be free to play. Artifact, you're going to have to buy something in order to play the game. And that alone is going to limit some of the people that play it. But honestly, I kind of like the idea of a game that's really upfront about the cost that it has to play it, right? At least I personally kind of like that idea. There's no pussyfooting around. Artifact, okay, so for those who aren't familiar with what we're talking about, Artifact is a game that's being designed by Richard Garfield, and it's being produced by Valve, which is the company that makes Steam. It's supposed to be released later this year, and supposed to be released on tablets later next year. I'll almost certainly be playing some of it on stream when it's available to the public, just to get a feel for it. I'm excited too, because the fact that it's being made by Valve should mean that it will run on SteamOS, which means it'll have a native Linux client. As a junkie of all things Unix. This Lingering Soul is going to be real good here in a second. You think that, did they confirm SteamOS support? I assume it's being written in Unity and that'll be easy to export to everything. But, you know, it's like Hearthstone's written in Unity. They don't have a Linux client. None of the Direwolf digital games, they're written in Unity. They don't have a Linux client. God bless Hex, they gave us a Linux client. It's being written in Source, not Unity. Are you sure? Is there a source on it being written in the Source engine? Because the fact that they want to port the game to mobile, that's a big effort to port an engine like the Source engine to mobile. Like that's a big ordeal. I'm pretty sure they said it's going to be on mobile. Wine is only Windows applications. Yeah, Arena is being written on Unity, and I would be very, very surprised if Wizards of the Coast supported Linux. Hopefully they don't have another Spell Pierce here. They're basic in their hand. Get fucking Shrek'd. That's so good for me. They're basics in their hand. God bless. Oh, I tapped my lands wrong here. I should have played this other Field of Rune out so I could cast this Gideon of the Trials. I'll flash back Lingering Souls now, so it's like not all lost, but I definitely should have played Lad Shed here. 17% interest rate? That's savage. We actually got a 0%. We actually got a 0% interest rate on what's it called? On the Nissan Rogue that I have. It's part of why we bought it. Building for Linux is too expensive. It depends on what your engine is, JDM. So like, I've interacted with and talked to like the Hex developers on more than one occasion, because I've played their game a lot. And the unofficial Linux build for the Hex that their developer put out for me, he literally said he just went into Unity and flipped all the switches from Windows to Linux, and then it spat out a build that just worked. Oh, it's a joke. God bless. God bless. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. I need more Kappa emotes. All right, so this path should probably wrap things up. It's really nice that we were able to win this game without Stony Silencing them, so that can kind of be a surprise trump card in the next one. Yeah, but like Valve has some of their dollars in the Linux camp, right? Like Valve has their SteamOS, that's their thing. SteamOS is just Linux. Anything that says it supports SteamOS supports Linux in general. All right, so we got a 2-turn clock here, which is nice. Just need 1 brick out of them. Yeah, Artifact I would expect to run on Linux. I do not expect Arena to ever run on Linux. Do not expect Arena to run on Linux. Yeah, Sorin Solemn Visitor is really just like, this card's impossible to race. Just impossible to race. Why do I need lands? On a 1 to 10, like a 2. I missed a donation. No, I got Iron Guthix. There was Wannabe Beetle. Beetle sent a couple of bits. Jeff, who else is on the banner? The banner is you, Anaronix, and Nivik. And the other banner is Wannabe Beetle and Kinklebiter. Alright, yep, in. Did you even mulligan? We did. We did. We kept the good cards and we added some lands. It was actually a good. It was like one of them partial mulligans that those good low variance games give you. Have I considered playing Brawl? Yeah, I actually have a Brawl deck in the donation queue. We're going to get to that sometime soon. I'm going to kind of use the Brawl deck that's in the donation queue as kind of a metric for how popular content for the format is. Kind of surprised they didn't sack the Darksteel Citadel there, since it's not really going to do anything and they could have added a point of power to their Arcbound Ravager. Are there updates going into Brawl on Wednesday? I honestly don't follow the updates. So I think I want to just play Lad Chad here and plus on a Vault Scourge. They could potentially swing into him for 3. That means he doesn't die. Yeah, I think this deck has good sideboard cards for beating these style of matchups. Riot for not reading the message out loud. Look, Justin, there's a lot of people in here today. I missed some messages. Just the reality of it. How'd Bant Friends go earlier? We 4-1'd, I think. I think we 4-1'd. Deck sweet. Oh, are they still attacking me? That's pretty good. I guess I'm pathing the Signal Pest here, right? Probably want to path it during their upkeep. Or draw step, whatever. Give them a chance to draw their mountain. Oh, did I miss Wannabe Beetle's message? On June 18th, your life will change forever. Until then, you won't be receiving any donations from us. I got it. Yeah, I think this is a path plus field turn. Because once I path them, that takes the only basic out of their deck, which means this this Field of Runes is just going to be a wasteland on the Sync Multixes. Yeah, we can actually attack in with, if they don't attack Chad again this turn, I'm probably just gonna like sleeve him up and then like hit him with the vault. Hoglandia will rise. I don't know that I like that you're coordinating, Justin. I don't know. Oh, was that a good draw, chat? How do we feel about that one? Was that on the scale of like reasonable draws? On the scale of reasonable draws, how do we think of that one? What's your opinion about the Hardened Scales Affinity deck? It looks really sweet, and it seemed powerful every time I've played against it, but I've yet to play with it, so I don't know that I have a very good educated opinion on it. I don't have first-hand experience playing to tell you why or why not it would be good or bad. What changes? Apparently everything changes June 18th. I don't know what, but it'll be everything. I like this attack from the opponent. I think this is pretty reasonable. I'm just going to take this hit, though. That's a good one, yeah. That's a good one, yeah. Red Chad is here. And he brings the party, ladies and gentlemen. Red Chad is bringing the party. Batter it. Next turn, we get to lifelink for infinite. Maybe I wait a turn. Maybe I like getting into the trials. Affinity is a lot like Dredge. It's very powerful and has lots of lines to it, but it just gets hosed by sideboard cards sometimes. All right. Well, we're 3-1 with Chad Tribal now. We're waiting for the last match to pop. I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out. There's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching, so thanks for spending part of your day here with us. If you're enjoying my stuff, please make sure to check out a couple of my sponsors. They're great people. Cardstream.com would love to help you turn some of your Magic cards into other cards or cash. LOQ on June 18th, everything will change. Until then, all right, that's a lot of it. They like to help you turn your other cards into cards or cash to other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. Mac Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hogan at bit.ly/HoogelClothes. You can save 20% on your first order there. They do premium shorts, t-shirts, underwear, socks, polos, all sorts of fantastic stuff. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anironix, Justin Nivik, and all y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out today. Heading on into the 5th match here. We're going to play one more league after this one, so don't go anywhere. We've got a sweet Ball Lightning Collected Company deck we're going to close up with. Pretty easy mulligan here. This hand is not amazing, but it's definitely a keep. Hopefully they're playing something mid-rangey like Junder, Mardu Pyromancer. Our one loss so far was to Tron. I'm going to bottom this because we really just need to draw some lands with this hand. They lose. We've got 2 sponsor pages. So unlike some Magic streams, my goal isn't for this stream to be one long advertisement. So I've decided to split up the sponsors. That way the plugs can be shorter so we don't really miss... we don't miss too much. It's a lot of stuff. I believe I actually have another new sponsor starting in June, so we'll have 4 and 4 on those sponsor pages. Do you think once I add one more sponsor, I have more sponsors than every other Magic streamer combined? I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like it's probably pretty close, right? So cut out the white space? Maybe. I kind of like the white space. I don't want it to be cluttered too much. I feel like there's definitely an information overload. Yeah, but that's just like one sponsor. I mean volume of sponsors. Just like if you compound the number of sponsors every other Magic streamer has. I'm good at what I do, that's how. Alright, so their hand is Titan, Pia Pia. So this is likely not going to do anything. Man, we are going to be very dead if they can cast their spells, huh? I don't think anybody here complains about... There's very minimal complaining about the sponsor pages here. Very minimal. I feel like I do a reasonable job of, like, making it not disruptive towards the stream. I feel like I really wish I could get an uplift desk referral code. I've definitely sold so many of their fucking desks. I get a timeout, of course. I just want free content without ads. I like that someone Bob got burnt glass pipe there. Get him. Oh, like, come on. How can, like, burnt glass pipe, if you're gonna provide negative feedback, it's not useful feedback unless you're specific. So give me an example. Give me an example of how I go overboard on the advertisements. Because I think I do a pretty good job of keeping them to 90 seconds or less twice per league. So there's 3 minutes or so per hour to hour and a half of Magic that I stream. So like what do you classify as going overboard? And please give me an example of where I have gone overboard. They brought in Grafdigger's. What the fuck is this keep? This is a 7-card hand. What? I mean, like, with this Grafdigger's Cage is weird, right? They must have misclicked. Is this... I mean, like, I'm obligated to take this Blood Moon, right? They can't cast Sprawl. Like, the Blood Moon just means I don't get to play Magic if they run off some lands here. Take the Mountain. Well, I mean, my goal is to not scare people. Like, there are plenty of things I do that, like, I understand if people don't want to watch because I maintain my stream in specific ways. But, like, I feel like the way I present my sponsors and advertisers shouldn't be one of the things that I do that scares people away. A second Grafdigger's Cage? Alright, well, this time we're taking the Sprawl. And hopefully we're just gonna, like, cast this Lingering Souls and beat them to death with it. I'll send you back to lurking yourself. Myself. Bzzz. If you don't want to be constructive, don't contribute. It's a very simple system. If you want to be constructive, constructive feedback is great. I think I actually take Courser of Crewfix out of the cards in their hand. Not only does it make it harder to race, but it's more likely to find them more lands. Thanks, Johnny. Well, I guess since they have 2, I'm taking Tracker. I don't know, that's close. Thanks, Space. All right, well, the classic opponent kept a 1-lander and we kept a 3-lander and never found another one. Hopefully we hit it. If we hit another land before they do, we're gonna win by a lot. If they hit 3 and then we hit 4, we might be in a little bit of trouble. If you weren't streaming Magic, is it possible that you'd be a full-time software engineer? Nah, probably not. I guess, yeah, they're pretty far dead. I guess pathing my token could have been okay there. I don't know. So, this deck's okay. It's just like random mid-rangey mush. I think if you're really into playing a bunch of Planeswalkers, this deck's like an okay choice, but I honestly think that this deck's just, from a power level perspective, this deck's just like a much worse green-black mid-range deck or Jund deck. Like, it's using the same similar types of disruptive tools that those green-black X decks use, but it has a much slower and clunkier clock in a lot of ways. Needs more, Chad. As for feedback on this specific build, I don't know, I felt like everything meshed kind of well. We lost to a Blood Moon deck, which this archetype's just going to be weak to Blood Moon. I know that sounds kind of silly talking about our 2-color mana base, but like we just don't have that many basic lands in relation to the rest of the lands that we're playing, so you're gonna get got by fast Blood Moons more often than not, unfortunately. And the Tron matchup, while we have some good tools here, you are just gonna die sometimes, like we did. I haven't watched an ad event in months because the way they handle ads is very important as part of content production. Yeah, and you have a lot of double-colored spells too, which encourage you to fetch tools. So I think this deck is fun, and it's like moderately competitive, but I think from a pure competitive standpoint, I think it's doing similar to what the green-black decks do, but just slightly worse. All right, speaking of things that are just worse versions of other things, we're gonna close out the day with a deck that's a real hoot. Have you ever